Hey friends, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Courtney if you're new, and today we're gonna be making slow cooker chicken pot pie. It's super delicious, comforting, creamy, cozy, and perfect for the burr months, the winter, cozy fall vibes. Let's get started and make this soup. I've been looking for a slow cooker that can sear, and this is my new GreenPan Elite 14-in-1 slow cooker that does just that. I planned on buying it, but GreenPan did send it to me. This isn't sponsored, I wasn't paid, and if I didn't love it, I wouldn't be posting. It's light, has stay cool handles, a ceramic nonstick pot that's easy to clean, it can sear, steam, saute, and more. I'll leave my affiliate link in the description box below, and I do earn a small commission at no cost to you. You'll also find the recipe printable below so you can follow along making the recipe with me. First, we're going to start with our chicken pot pie filling. I am using 2 ribs of celery. My celery was a little bit on the smaller side, so if yours are bigger, you may want to use just 1 rib, and if you don't like celery, you can also leave it out. Then we're going to use 1 small onion. I'm dicing this up. Now, if you don't like chopping onions, one of my grandmother's favorite tips was to buy frozen onions, and you wouldn't even know the difference when she made a recipe with the frozen versus fresh. Most supermarkets now do have chopped vegetables like this in the produce section, so that is also something to consider if you can't chop all of these vegetables. Now we're going to use our GreenPan slow cooker to saute. I'm choosing 25 minutes, but I'm not going to be cooking it this long. I was just nervous to see how it worked. It worked so well, and it really saved me from using an extra pan. Now, if you don't have a sauteing slow cooker, you could also do this on the stove top. Or if you don't want to make the condensed cream of chicken soup, you could also purchase 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. While that is melting the butter, I am going to prep my potatoes. I am using 2 Yukon potatoes, and the reason I'm using Yukon is because they hold their shape. I'm cutting them into small dices, and then if you wanted potatoes that fall apart, I would go for russet. Just know that they will add some texture and creaminess to the soup, so you may want to add like 1/4 cup of milk. We're going in with our seasonings because our butter is mostly melted. I'm using 1 teaspoon of poultry seasoning, 1 teaspoon granulated onion, 1 teaspoon granulated garlic, half a teaspoon of kosher salt, 1/4 teaspoon dried thyme, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and a half cup plus 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour. Then we're going to go in with our liquid ingredients, which is 1.5 cups of chicken broth and 1.5 cups of whole milk. And we're just going to keep mixing that until it's nice and combined. Now, if you wanted to prep this ahead of time, you can absolutely make this in advance. I will leave the link below for my condensed cream of chicken soup. I usually have this in the freezer, so it's easy to grab and go. It makes 4 10.5-ounce servings, and it is perfect for recipes like this. Now, if you don't have poultry seasoning, you can also use a 1-to-1 swap with ground sage. So 1 teaspoon of poultry seasoning or 1 teaspoon of ground sage. And we're just going to keep mixing this on saute mode until all of the clumps are gone from our flour. Now you'll see that I'm using a whisk in here. I am using a silicone whisk. You want to make sure you're using only silicone materials in here, especially because it is a ceramic coating and we do not want to damage it. And we're just going to keep whisking. I will say I wish I could find a Danish whisk that was silicone. So if anybody wants to make one of those, I'd be so happy. I was trying to find one and I could not. So I'm going to keep whisking this. As you can see, it is nice and creamy and well combined, and it's going to thicken as it cooks. Now we're going to add in 4 chicken breasts and that prepared vegetable mix that we did. So that's the celery, potatoes, and onions. Now, if you didn't want to use chicken breast, you could also use some boneless, skinless chicken thighs, or even make it a turkey pot pie by using some turkey breast. We're going to go ahead and make sure everything is nicely mixed in. You want those potatoes and the celery and onions really mixed into that mixture, and you want some of the coating onto the chicken breast on top. So we're just going to mix that together and make sure all of it's mixed. And as you could see, I got some potatoes stuck in my whisk, so I'm just going to shake them out, and I was shocked that they came right out. Perfect. So now we're going to set it for low and cook for 4 to 6 hours on low, or for high 3.5 to 4 hours. Towards the end of the cooking time, I like to stop it and then shred or chop my chicken. I prefer to chop mine, and then we're going to take the lid and put it right on the back of the slow cooker. I love that feature. I cannot tell you how many times I have fumbled and tried to put my slow cooker lid somewhere, especially having quartz countertops. it is not easy. So we're gonna give it a little mix. We're gonna take our chicken out and chop it up. I don't know about you, but I love the nostalgic feeling of a chicken pot pie with cubed chicken. This chicken wanted to shred so badly. As you can see, it's just falling apart as I cut it, and you can just literally rip it apart. So if you wanted shredded chicken, you can absolutely do that, but I do prefer cubed chicken for my pot pie. So that is exactly what I did. We're just gonna cube it all up and put it right back into the slow cooker. Since we have a half hour left of cooking time, I'm also gonna be adding in my frozen peas and carrots, and I use that towards the end because I wanna make sure that they stay bright and vibrant. I don't know if you've ever seen people add it in the beginning and they are just like muted and dull. I love the vibrant color, so that is why we add it towards the end. You could also use a mixed vegetable mixture, but that's gonna have corn and string beans, and I don't feel like that is something I usually see in a chicken pot pie, so I like to just stick with the peas and carrots. Also, if you wanted to add mushrooms, you can also do that, but I would do it in the beginning. You could even use a condensed cream of mushroom soup. We're gonna cook it for another half hour, and while that is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my biscuits. I will say these are not as good as homemade. These were on the sweeter side too, so if you guys have a really good refrigerated biscuit that you like, please let me know in the comments below. My son can have dairy now, so we are able to try these quick and easy time-saving hacks now. Like, I can get refrigerated biscuit dough, which is so fun. Like this morning he had a cream cheese bagel, which he was shocked. He had milk with his cereal, real milk, no more Oatly and Country Crock here, but those are great alternatives and served us well for 5 years. Now we're gonna bake these up and go and serve our soup. You want to make sure the chicken is completely done. It should be 165 degrees Fahrenheit when fully cooked, and the potatoes should be nice and tender. Our soup is all done and ready to enjoy. I cannot wait to take a bite. So my family loves chicken pot pie, and you can serve this with your favorite biscuits, rolls, fresh bread. I just like to eat it as soup, and then I serve the biscuits on the side. I'm gonna take one bite. It is super creamy, delicious, flavorful. I like to salt and pepper at the end if it needs a little bit more. The chicken is tender, the potatoes are nice and soft, and the vegetables that we added at the end are nice and vibrant because we add them at the end. I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest with my family. I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you and take care.